My name is Felipe Galindo. I'm a visual artist and educator for the Hispanic Society, and I love art and history. Every May 5th, my friends tell me, Feliz Cinco de Mayo. I ask myself, why do they say that to me? I guess because I was born in Mexico in the past century. Now I'm an American. Do my friends even know what happened on that day in Mexico? The celebration of Cinco de Mayo is often confused with Mexico's Independence Day, which took place almost 52 years earlier, on September 16, 1810. Allow me to share with you what happened on May 5th, or Cinco de Mayo, when a famous battle took place in the Mexican state of Puebla. In 1861, a year before the battle, the Juarez government had declared a temporary stop of payments of foreign debts, and England, Spain, and France invaded the country in order to get their money. By April of 1862, the English and Spanish had left after arrangements were made, but France decided to stay and install a European monarch to rule Mexico, except that Mexico already had a ruler, the liberal Presidente Benito Juarez, a lawyer and politician, and the first, and so far only, president of Mexico of indigenous origin, a Zapotec from Oaxaca. This is an image of a Zapotec lineage document from 1570 at the Hispanic Society collection. On May 5, 1862, the Mexican army, under the command of General Ignacio Zaragoza, defeated the invading troops of French Emperor Napoleon III at the Battle of Puebla. The Mexican army had all weapons, some which had been sold to them by the British from the spoil of the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, when they defeated Napoleon Bonaparte. But the Mexican army, with a good strategy, was able with only 4,000 troops to defeat the 8,000-man French army, whose commander made fatal strategic mistakes. Mexico's victory on Cinco de Mayo had a special significance because the French army was the best in the world at that time. It was like an underdog team winning the final match at the Soccer World Cup. And why did Napoleon III wanted to install an emperor? Because Mexican conservative monarchists, rivals of Juarez, convinced him that Mexico needed one. Napoleon III also wanted to take advantage that the US was involved in the Civil War to establish a French empire in the new continent. After the victorious Cinco de Mayo battle, the French returned a year later and attacked Puebla again, but this time with 30,000 troops, and finally installed the Austria-born Emperor Maximilian of Habsburg. After Maximilian arrived in the country, he was so impressed with Benito Juárez's policies, like the separation of church and state and the respect of law, that he offered him the job of prime minister, which he refused. In 1865, 3 years after installing an emperor in Mexico, Napoleon III withdrew his support and Maximilian's short-lived monarchy collapsed. He was captured by Juárez troops and passed by the arms along 2 of his Mexican generals. This event inspired Edouard Manet, French master artist and Republican at heart, to paint several versions of the execution, inspired by Francisco de Goya's painting The 3rd of May, 1808, in which French soldiers executed Spanish people during the French occupation of Spain. The Hispanic Society has many important works by Francisco de Goya. It seems like the French Empire had a habit of occupying other nations in the 18th and 19th centuries. At the end, Mexico prevailed and the French troops left the country. Cinco de Mayo celebrations in the US appear to originate in recognition of Mexico's effort to contain another European intervention in the continent, resisting foreign domination and helping to preserve the Monroe Doctrine of America for the Americans. In Mexico, the Cinco de Mayo is a holiday, but not an official one, except in Puebla and Veracruz. There are military parades, reenactments of the battle, and festive dances. In the US, it is now claimed that the first Cinco de Mayo celebration took place in California in 1863. The celebration spread from California to other states with large Mexican-American populations, like Chicago and Texas, in the mid-20th century, and by the 1980s it had gained popularity in many other states, like New York, after beer and liquor companies began to promote El Cinco de Mayo all over the country. By now, it's a celebration of Mexican culture and heritage, and it's celebrated not only in the US, but in many parts of the world as well. I like this celebration Therefore, I wish my fellow Mexican Americans Feliz Cinco de Mayo. And to celebrate this day with an artistic activity, let's create the Talavera de Puebla look-alike plate. All you will need is paper plates, pencils, an eraser, rulers, color markers or pencils, and watercolors as an option. The Talavera is a very well-known Mexican-Spanish pottery tradition. It originated in Spain in Talavera de la Reina, was brought to Mexico in the 16th century during colonial times. To distinguish it from the Spanish, it is called now Talavera de Puebla. It flourished in that state because the natural clay needed for this type of pottery was found there. It grew up to be an industry and became a source of employment for many artisans. To this date, it is very popular and widely appreciated and even collected. Much of the decorating colors are in blue over a white background, influenced from Chinese ceramics. But later other colors were added like black, green, yellow, and orange. We can use those colors as well. Here we are showing samples of Talavera de Puebla from the Hispanic Society's collection. Once you have your materials ready, paper plates, these are samples of 2 paper plates, we're gonna trace some lines to indicate the center of each one. So let's use a ruler and let's try to find the center of the plate. Okay, in this case this one is 9 inches, so I'm gonna make a line here, faint line, so we can erase later. And then let's do another cross line, 4.5, 9, 4.5 here, so I'll try another faint line. Okay, once we have that, we can start drawing a small circle in the center, and let's guide us with the lines. Let's create like a flower, like 4 petals here, and very faint, as I said. And then let's add a little dot on top of it. we have now our own paper plate that looks like a Talavera de Puebla pottery. This is another example I did before, and I'm going to show you samples of the Talavera plates I have at home. We love them. They're very beautiful, and also they are very creative, created by the artisans of Puebla. So you can see everything has geometric, patterns that are mostly in fours. Here also has another one, or even mosaics like this. Very simple. So I was showing you, you can create your own Talavera paper plates. Okay, hope you enjoy the activity. Feliz Cinco de Mayo.